This is your payment for your services. I'm at the top now. I don't need you anymore. Leave.
Please don't do this. Please don't send me out. I beg you.
Next time, don't sell yourself cheaply. Now get lost!
Esther sacrificed everything for the man she loved. She agreed to spend one night with his wealthy boss so Daniel could become rich. As the car drove her away from Bariga that night, Daniel stood, smiling, full of hope. The black car drove through tall gates into a mansion Esther had only seen in movies. Chief Solomon was waiting. He stepped forward with a calm smile. "Welcome, Esther," he said smoothly. "You look even more beautiful than I remembered." Esther forced a polite smile. "Good evening, sir." He treated her like royalty. Expensive wine, soft music, a table filled with dishes she had never tasted before. "Relax," he said gently. "You deserve comfort. A woman like you shouldn't be struggling in places like Bariga." His words were soft, tempting, and calculated. That night, Chief Solomon slept with her, and Esther endured it in silence. When it was over, she lay awake staring at the ceiling of the room. By morning, things moved quickly. Chief kept his word. Daniel received a credit card loaded with millions. A brand new apartment in Lekki was arranged.
A car key was handed over. When Esther returned home, Daniel was glowing with excitement. "It worked," he shouted, rushing towards her. "Esther, it worked! We made it! We have finally arrived!" But Esther stood quietly. She looked at him and realized something had changed. Yes, Chief fulfilled his promises, but something inside her had broken. And as Daniel celebrated their new beginning, Esther wondered if she had just lost something that money could never replace. The move to Lekki happened fast. A 2-bedroom apartment with marble floors, a balcony overlooking clean streets, constant electricity, a car parked downstairs. For the first time in their lives, they were comfortable. At first, Daniel couldn't stop smiling. "We made it," he kept saying. "I told you this was our breakthrough." Before 3 days, Daniel changed. He started coming home late, clubbing every night, and spending lavishly on expensive drinks. He sprayed money on ladies shaking their waists on the dance floor in nightclubs, while Esther stayed home, playing the role of a wife material. One evening, Esther was arranging the living room when Daniel walked in, laughing on the phone. "Yes, baby, I'll see you at the lounge tonight," he said casually before hanging up. Esther froze. "Baby?" she asked quietly. Daniel sighed dramatically. "Esther, please, don't start." "I should not start what, Daniel? You just called another woman baby in my presence and you expect me to keep quiet?" He looked around the apartment, shook his head and scoffed. "Look at you." He shot her a disgusted look. "Look at the way you talk, the way you dress, like an old village grandma. You are too local for this level, Esther. Soft life doesn't suit you." The words hit her like a hot slap. "Local?" She gasped in disbelief. "Yes," he continued bluntly. "The kind of girls I'm around now are different, very classy, big hips and polished. Not this." He gestured vaguely at her. He picked his car key from the table and left for the nightclub. Esther stood there, feeling invisible in the very life she helped build. The luxury was real. The money was real. But respect? That had disappeared. Wealth had changed Daniel. But it didn't just change his lifestyle. It changed his heart. Around 12 a.m. that night, the door opened and Daniel walked in laughing. 2 classy girls with tiny waists and exaggerated hips walking behind him. Their perfume filled the room. Esther, who had been waiting for him in the living room, stood up slowly. "Daniel, what is the meaning of this?" she asked, trying to remain calm. One of the girls smirked, looking her up and down. Daniel dropped his car keys on the table casually. "They are my friends," he replied. "What are they doing here by this time of the night?" Esther's voice trembled. He shrugged. "This is my house too. I can invite anyone I like." The girls walked past her like she didn't exist. Esther's chest burned. "Daniel, can we talk?" He sighed loudly, clearly irritated. "What now?" she said with shaky voice. "Daniel, you are disrespecting me." He laughed. "Disrespecting you? Esther, please, don't start acting holy." Her eyes widened. "Daniel, what do you mean?" Daniel's face hardened. "Don't pretend like you're some innocent saint. You also sleep around with men who are old enough to be your father for a better life." Her breath caught. "You asked me to," she defended. "I did it because I love you. You begged me to do it for you. You said you would leave me if I didn't do it." I asked you to do it and you agreed? He fired back coldly. No decent woman would do that. You did it because you are greedy for the Lekki life too. And you think I will make a woman like you my wife? You better wake up from that fantasy. The words sliced through her. Daniel, you promised me marriage. You said after that night everything would change for us. You promised we would be together forever. He laughed again, this time crueler. Marriage? You are just wasting your time. Even if you wait from now till eternity, I will never marry you. Esther's voice broke. What? Why? Because you are too loose, he said bluntly. You could open your legs for an old man. How can I trust a woman like you to be my wife? You are just a ladder I used to climb. Now I'm at the top, I don't need you anymore. Tears rolled down her cheeks. Daniel, I did it for you. I did it because I love you. No, he interrupted sharply. You did it because you wanted soft life too. Don't act like you are a victim here. The slay queens exchanged amused glances. And suddenly, it hit her. Vanessa's voice echoed in her head. A man who truly loves you will protect you, not trade you. Esther stepped back slowly, as if the ground had shifted beneath her. She sank on the couch, covering her face as the tears came freely. Not just tears of pain, but tears of regret. Daniel and the girls walked past her without a second glance. They entered the master bedroom and their voices echoed all through the night. The next morning, Daniel was already dressed when Esther stepped into the bedroom, her eyes swollen from crying all night. Daniel, please, she started. Let's talk about yesterday. He didn't even look at her. Instead, he walked to the drawer, pulled something out and tossed it at her feet. A 5 million naira check. Esther stared at it confused. Her hands began to shake. What is this? She asked. Daniel adjusted his watch wrist calmly. That's 5 million naira, he said flatly. Your payment. Her heart stopped. Payment? For what? She asked confused. He looked at her with cruel amusement. For your services, he replied. For using your body to make me successful. I should at least say thank you. The words hit harder than any slap. Daniel, her voice cracked. How can you say that to me? I did it because you pecked me, because you said you loved me, he scoffed. Love? Esther, please. You are useful, that's all. I never loved you. I only stayed with you because you work and take care of me. Tears streamed uncontrollably down her face. What? You mean you never loved me all this while? That you were just using me? Daniel smirked wickedly. What do you think? You were just gullible and desperate for affection, so I took advantage of your blind trust and called it love. Daniel walked to the wardrobe, dragged her suitcase out and dropped it by the door. Please don't do this, she sobbed. Don't throw me away like this. I sacrificed everything for you and now you are paying me like a prostitute? You can call it whatever you want, he said coldly. You've overstayed your welcome. Take your things and take that check. Consider a compensation. She fell to her knees. Daniel, please, where will I go? After everything, don't do this to me. But his face was stone. You wanted a better life and you got it. I'm a grateful man, so I'm saying thank you with cash. Now get lost. I don't want to ever see you again. Her hands trembled as she packed the last of her belongings. Every item felt heavier than it should. As she dragged her luggage towards the door, Daniel's final words followed her. Next time, don't sell yourself cheaply. The door shut behind her. And just like that, the luxury was gone. An hour later, Esther stood in front of Vanessa's house again, but this time with luggage in hand and her pride shattered. Tears were streaming down her face. Vanessa opened the door and froze. She pulled Esther into a tight embrace, and Esther cried more. Not soft tears, but the kind of cry that comes when reality finally hits you. For days, Esther barely spoke. She cried until her head ached and her chest felt hollow. She replayed everything in her mind. The night she agreed, Daniel's promises, the humiliation, the check torn at her like payment for a transaction. Vanessa didn't judge her. She didn't say, I told you so. She simply consoled her. One evening, as Esther stared blankly at the ceiling, Vanessa sat beside her. Crying will not change what happened, Vanessa said gently. But what you do next will. Esther wiped her tears slowly. Vanessa, look at me. Where do I start from? What do I even have left? You warned me, oh, but I didn't listen, she sobbed. Now I'm back to square one. I am finished, Vanessa. Daniel, God will punish you for treating me like this, she cursed. Vanessa looked at her family. You are not finished, my dear friend. You still have 5 million naira. Esther scoffed weakly. That money feels dirty to me. Then clean it, Vanessa replied. Turn it into something he can never take credit for. Esther looked at her. What do you mean?
You've always loved baking, Vanessa said. You used to make cakes for everyone during our school days. You have talent. Start something. Build something real. Esther gave it a thought. She invested the money into a bakery business. She started Ethereal Bakery, a small but classy cake and dessert brand focused on custom-made cakes for birthdays and weddings, cupcakes and desserts for parties, and small corporate orders for offices. She rented a modest shop space, bought professional baking equipment, and hired 2 assistants. She used social media to advertise her cakes and dessert services.
At first, it was slow. But Esther worked. She baked, she decorated, she learned branding, she built a name for herself. The same girl Daniel once called too local now created beautiful Instagram-worthy cakes, not to impress anyone, but because she understood value.
Gradually, orders started coming in. One satisfied client brought 3 more. Event planners began tagging her. Within months, her small bakery began to grow. Vanessa watched one afternoon as Esther packaged a large birthday cake. You see, Vanessa smiled, you didn't need to sleep with a man to be successful. You just needed to invest in yourself. Esther smiled quietly. I wouldn't have achieved all this without you. You are indeed an angel sent from heaven. I blessed the day I met you. She hugged Vanessa as tears dropped from her eyes. Vanessa hugged her back. It's okay, dear. What are friends for? Daniel had been living his dream for months. The Lekki apartment, the flashy car, the life he had always wanted, all thanks to Esther's sacrifice and Chief Solomon's promises. One Saturday morning, a black luxury sedan pulled up outside his apartment. A well-dressed man stepped out and asked for Daniel. Inside the apartment, the man spoke clearly, almost coldly. Hello, Mr. Daniel, he began. I am Barrister Mike, and I'm here to represent Chief Solomon. It has come to his attention that the apartment and car documents in your possession are all forged, and the credit you have been using for months was stolen from him.
Daniel froze. Forged? Stolen? That's impossible. I have the original documents, and Chief personally gave me his credit card. He stammered, trying to sound confident. He ran to his bedroom drawer and pulled out what he believed proved ownership, papers he had thought were legitimate, and the card. The lawyer glanced at them briefly, expression unreadable. Very well then, the lawyer said calmly. Let's see what Chief Solomon has. From his briefcase, the lawyer carefully brought out another set of documents, crisp, official, and unmistakably real. Daniel's eyes widened as he compared them with his own. Every signature, every seal, every stamp, different. His papers were fake, forged, and worthless. No, this can't be, Daniel screamed, backing away. His hands shook violently. I own this. I paid for this. The lawyer's voice was steady, almost cruel in its precision. Mr. Daniel, the documents in your possession are fraudulent. Chief Solomon has provided the real deeds and titles. The apartment, the car, none of it legally belongs to you. You have been living in luxury under false pretenses. You have 48 hours to vacate this property, or we will be forced to take legal actions and charge you to court for forgery and theft. Daniel's knees went weak. His heart raced. His mind felt like it was splitting apart. He looked at the lawyer, then at the papers in his hands. All the confidence, all the arrogance, all the power he had flaunted vanished in an instant. Chief, he tricked me, Daniel said to himself, voice cracking. The lawyer picked up the credit card, eyed him for the last time, and left the house.
Daniel stormed into Chief Solomon's office, eyes red with rage, documents clutched tightly in his trembling hands. He didn't wait for permission. He pushed past the secretary and entered. Chief Solomon sat calmly behind his massive desk, swirling a glass of expensive whiskey as though nothing in the world could disturb him. Ah, Chief said smoothly. Daniel, you look troubled. Daniel slammed the fake document on the table. You set me up, he shouted. You gave me forged documents, and your lawyer is threatening to charge me for forgery and theft. Chief leaned back, studying him like a disappointed teacher. Take it easy, Daniel, he said coldly. This is not a marketplace. Daniel's chest rose and fell rapidly. You promised me the house, the car. You said they were all mine, he yelled. Chief smirked. Promised, he repeated. Young man, I only allowed you to enjoy it. There is a difference. You think a cunning man like me will just give you my wealth easily? Mr. Man, I exploited you, and you made it easy. He laughed mockingly. Daniel stared at him in disbelief. You tricked me, Chief. Where is your dignity as a man? Chief's eyes hardened. No, I tested you.
You poor men, Chief continued mockingly, always so hungry for what you didn't build. You wanted to reap where you didn't sow. You wanted quick success, so you traded your own girlfriend for it. And you dared stand there and question me about my dignity? He backed. Daniel's face went pale.
Chief stood up. You think I respect a man like you? He asked. A man who could sell love for property papers. Daniel swallowed hard. We had a deal, sir. How could you give me fake documents? Daniel cried. Chief smiled faintly. And you signed them without reading properly. You celebrated without verifying. You lived large without ownership. That is not my crime. That is your greed. Daniel's hands shook. You will ruin me, Chief. Please don't do this to me, he begged desperately. Chief straightened his agbada. No, Daniel, he said unbothered. You ruined yourself the night you chose wealth over dignity. Daniel stood there, speechless and humiliated. Chief walked back to his seat and picked up his glass again. You have 48 hours to vacate the apartment, he said casually. After that, the law will handle the rest. Daniel felt the ground disappear beneath him. Everything was gone, and for the first time in his life, he understood what it meant to fall.
Months later, Ethereal Bakery was no longer a small shop. It had grown into a buzzing brand in Lekki. Orders came in daily. Esther had expanded the shop and hired more staffs. And Daniel? He had lost everything. The apartment was seized, the car was taken. He was left with nothing. The same friends who used to drink with him at nightclubs stopped answering his calls. One afternoon, as Esther stepped out of her bakery to take a delivery call, she saw a familiar figure standing across the street. Her heart skipped. Daniel? But he didn't look the same. The torn shoes, the faded shirt, the smell of failure. He walked towards her. Esther, baby, he called. She didn't respond immediately. She simply looked at him with unreadable expression. I've been trying to reach you, he said. You changed your number. Yes, she replied. I did. Daniel forced a weak smile. I've been watching you. Your business is flourishing. I'm proud of you. Esther folded her arms impatiently. What do you want, Daniel? He stepped closer. Baby, I am so sorry, Daniel said, tears falling down his face. Chief set me up. I lost everything. I was under pressure. I didn't mean those things I said. We can start again, you and I. You have this big business now. We can run it together. I know you still love me like before. Esther blinked. Love you like before? She repeated, raising an eyebrow. Yes, he said quickly. You still love me. I know you do. You've always been head over heels for me. We can rebuild together.
Esther stared at him for a long moment and shook her head. Then she smiled. But it wasn't the old soft smile. It was composed and detached. Daniel, she said, the girl who was head over heels for you died the night you asked me to sleep with another man. He froze. I was desperate, Daniel cried. Please, Esther, I have nowhere to go. No, Daniel, you were not desperate. You were greedy. You told me I was too loose. You told me you would never marry me. You threw me out and thanked me for using my body to make you successful. Remember? Daniel swallowed hard. I was wrong. Please, I didn't mean it. But I meant it when I cried, she cut in. I meant it when I begged. I meant it when I lost myself for you. Her voice didn't shake. That was what hurt him the most. He stepped forward desperately. Esther, baby, please, I have nothing left. She nodded. And now, you remember me because you have nothing? Tears filled his eyes. Baby, we can fix this. Please, I'm begging you to take me back. Esther shook her head. No, Daniel. I already fixed my life. Go fix yours. Madame, the delivery truck is here, her staff called out. I'm coming, Esther replied. She looked at Daniel one last time. Goodbye, Daniel. I hope we never meet again. Go find the success you were chasing because, like you said, I don't fit in your life anymore. You are too local for me now. She walked back into her bakery, the glass doors closing behind her. Daniel stood on the pavement, watching the life he could have had walk away. He realized too late that he had traded a diamond for a piece of glass. Sometimes the person you're about to betray is the one meant to grow with you. Don't trade loyalty for temporary luxury, and don't sacrifice dignity for shortcuts. Real love will never ask you to destroy yourself for success, because in the end, illusions fade while consequences remain. If this story moved you, comment below. Did Daniel deserve his downfall? And if you stand with Esther, type self-worth first. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful stories.